In this fourth exercise, we'll look at tracking. The important thing about tracking is to understand what the computer knows and what it doesn't know. You've given it the computer estimates of durations, and then you've assigned resources. So basically, it's got knowledge of the duration of the task, through the resources, the cost, as well as the hours of work that is undertaken on a task. So if you've got 2 people working on the task, then that's for every 1 hour duration there's 2 hours of work occurring. Most of tracking is actually done in duration. Okay, there is a tendency, or if you like, a habit of thinking about percentage complete in terms of work, so the number of bricks laid, and then trying to convert that into duration, when the two are only correspond if the rate of work is exactly what you had planned it to be. If things change, like bricks are getting laid too slow or too fast, then work and duration no longer have the correspondence that you set the model up to be. So basically this lesson predominantly looks at duration and looks at a number of tracking rules that mean that you won't get lost. We'll sort of show you how to break those rules and what damage that causes throughout. So what's required? Basically what we do is we're going to role play that a project started on Monday, and then the following Monday in the afternoon we'll review the status of the project. We'll use lay 10,000 bricks, lay another 10,000 bricks, so Bob the Bricky project. To do this, a couple of steps. Once we've created the plan, we agree that this is the plan that we'll work to, and it becomes our baseline. We then need to set a status date. That's the day that we inspect the project and review where the tasks have got to. We can show this data in a tracking Gantt chart view, and we work with a tracking table. Formatting grid lines just is basically this little line here, so you can see it at that page. So that's the status date, when things are getting reviewed. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So if you haven't got one already, set yourself up Bob the Bricky. All the parts are here. We've got the predecessor and the resources have been assigned. Alright, so once you're ready to go, that's the current plan, but the work is not due to start till next Monday. So we go on site next Monday. Even though we planned it this Tuesday, we actually start on Monday. So the project has a project start date. This is when we expect the project to start. So we'll start, we'll set that up first. So under the project tab, look for the project information, and there's a couple of key dates. The project will start this Monday, or this coming Monday. This is for me doing it now. You can find the next Monday if you like. And then we need to role play a bit as if we started the project on Monday, but then we're reviewing it the following Monday. So the status date will be Monday the 25th of April. So that's when we'll record it. So now that's in place. There's our project start date, and this is the current date, or the status date that we're looking at. We need to set up the project baseline. So under project, you can see over here, here, set baseline. You can customize it based on names. You can change it with a date, etc. But to start off, we'll just set baseline, and we'll call it baseline. You can see there are others there. So now we have the baseline in play. We go to have a look at the tracking Gantt chart. So if we're not sure where to go, view. We're in Gantt chart view. We want tracking Gantt, and you can see here, this is the planned activity, and this is the actual activity in red there. It's on the critical path, that's why it's in red. The table we want is the tracking table. So a quick quick look at what we have here. So have a look at the entire project. When things actually started, when they actually finished. This is duration, percentage complete of duration. This is how many bricks were laid. It's quite tricky to go from here to here unless you take into account the planned rate of work. You need to take that into account. The actual duration, the remaining duration, actual cost, which we won't deal with today, but it's useful for doing cost tracking at a later stage. So what we want to see is the status state. So under format, grid lines, there's a number of things that we can show with the grid lines. Okay, what we're thinking about at the moment is project status. We can have a line and we'll have orange. Alright, and so that's the end of Monday. We're recording the work done. So let's say 5 PM on Monday because the calendar's set up Monday to Friday, 8 till 5. Right. So that's setting up the Gantt chart. Now to make some points, we're going to run through a number of scenarios. We're just going to teach you one or two things about setting up like a work breakdown structure. I'm trying to think of a summary task or a heading, and then we're going to copy and paste a few scenarios. So let's just go back to our original view. We'll go to Gantt chart and entry. Alright, so there's our original view. We'll just set up a few things. So if I want a summary task, I can insert a task and I can give that a name. We'll call this scenario 1. Okay, and these tasks, I won't change this duration, these tasks here, the actual activities, belong to scenario 1. So we can indent these tasks. It's under task, and you can see outdent and indent. So we'll just indent those, and now you can see these two tasks are under the heading scenario 1. What we're going to do just for demonstration purposes is copy those and paste them. You can see that Bob's getting overloaded now. We're not going to worry about that because these are just scenarios. I think I need one more. Oh, undo. Look, if you make a mistake like this, you might have to do a bit of repair work. I wasn't expecting that to happen. But there's the repair work. Okay, so they're all at the same level now. Scenario 1, 2, so plenty here. And 6. We're still only doing one project. We're just showing you different ways of tracking, or different under different circumstances, what should be the correct way of tracking the job. So back to our Gantt chart view, tracking chart. Okay, and there's our scenarios ready to go.